needs of the victims and the offenders, as well as the involved community, instead of satisfying abstract legal principles or just punishing the offenders. Restorative justice is more inclined toward restitution, providing altruistic services within the community affected and monitoring the behavior of the offender. Let there be no mistake. All who know me know I subscribe to my mother's law. There is only one way, and that's the right way. I believe completely in reward, punishment, mercy, and redemption. But if there is honest contrition and remorse for a nonviolent crime, restorative justice is a system that exhibits compassion. It also offers a greater guarantee for restored behavior than the punishment-based system with its high level of recidivism. I urge you to view this matter and the fate of my son within the larger context of how the United States compares with the global society and how America treats men and women who are found guilty of nonviolent crimes. When I realized that the United States has 4.4% of the total world population, but by some estimates, 22% of the prisoners of the world, I understood that this stark reality creates the need for new solutions. I feel our justice system would be well served by such an exemplary decision. Your Honor, Judge Amy Berman Jackson, my husband was granted a Rockefeller scholarship to attend Chicago Theological Seminary. With a family of almost 3 in 1964, we arrived at McGifford House on Woodlawn Avenue in Chicago. By the time my son was born, my husband was attending school and organizing the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization, COCO, and was its first executive director, an unsalaried position. Because of the success of this organization, and based on the recommendation of Reverend James Bevel, my husband was hired to work for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference for $75. If my memory serves me correctly, that was his weekly salary. To sustain our family, we were given food baskets by our pastor, Reverend Clay Evans, and his members of Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church, where my son Jesse Jr. chose later to be baptized. I learned to provide the other necessities by frequenting resale shops, lawn sales, learning to preserve and can foods, and sewing and mending things that did not fit. But most of all, I learned to express my appreciation and gratitude for the kindness of others. Contrary to the belief of many who only see us as we are today from a televised perspective, Jesse Jr. was not born with a silver spoon, nor was he born privileged. Jesse Jr., my second child and my eldest son, was born during the turbulent 60s, the period of terrible hatred for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and those who followed Dr. King and the principles of nonviolence he espoused. Our son, Reverend Jackson's namesake, inherited his friends and enemies. As a child, Jesse Jr. held jobs waiting tables, cleaning floors, and other odd jobs. Growing up in the shadow of his father, Jesse Jr. has always tried desperately to live up to the expectations we've had for him. I think perhaps he has tried too hard. I recall how disappointed Jesse Jr. was when he discovered he could not enter high school without repeating the 9th grade. My husband finally convinced him to accept this as his challenge. Reverend Jackson said, "Sometimes you must go down to come up," and Jesse Jr. prevailed. He completed his undergraduate studies in 3 years, received a Juris Doctor degree, and received his master's degree in theology. His passion for the Word of God led me to believe and hope he would find his niche in theology. However, he chose public service, the United States Congress, and we are proud of his choice and the good he accomplished during his 17 years of perfect attendance and sterling voting record. I suppose the true testimony of my son's service was demonstrated by his constituency when he was unable to serve them. The wonderful people of the 2nd Congressional District showed their appreciation, loyalty, and support by re-electing him. I received a call from my daughter Santita.